Welcome back to Update X 24 Hours, the place where we uncover the heartbeat behind the headlines. If you think you know everything about the glitz and glamour of the Chinese entertainment industry, prepare to have your expectations completely shattered. We live in a world where celebrity image is often carefully manufactured, managed by teams of publicists, and polished to perfection. But what happens when the cameras aren't supposed to be rolling? What happens when a superstar, known for wearing couture gowns worth millions, is found standing in the smoke and heat of a street stall, flipping pancakes for strangers? On the 20th of January 2026, Zhao Lusi didn't just visit a night market in Hainan, she became part of it. But there is a hidden layer to this story that goes far beyond a viral video. There is a secret regarding her health that makes this act incredibly risky, and a profound emotional connection that explains exactly why a certain co-star, Liu Yuning, holds her in such high regard. Today we are not just watching a celebrity cook, we are witnessing the true character of a woman who refuses to let fame build walls around her heart. Stay with us, because this story might just restore your faith in genuine kindness. The atmosphere in Hainan that evening was electric, filled with the humid warmth of the tropics and the chaotic symphony of a bustling night market. It is the kind of place where the air is thick with the aroma of sizzling oil, spices, and the chatter of locals unwinding after a long day. Usually when a celebrity of Zhao Lusi's caliber appears in such a setting, it is an orchestrated affair, surrounded by a phalanx of bodyguards, with fans kept at a safe distance behind velvet ropes. Yet the footage that emerged that night showed something entirely different, something almost surreal in its normalcy. There she was, the leading lady of global hits, wearing a simple apron over her casual clothes, her hair tied back, blending in as if she had been working there for years. She wasn't standing politely to the side waiting for a photo opportunity. She was behind the stove. Her hands, usually seen adorned with precious jewelry on red carpets, were deftly handling a spatula, spreading batter, and flipping egg pancakes with a rhythmic precision that betrayed a hidden history. To understand the magnitude of this moment, we have to look beyond the surface. For many observers, this was just a cute moment of a star interacting with fans. But for those who have followed her journey, the sight of Zhao Lusi cooking street food strikes a deeply nostalgic chord. It transports us back to her university days in Taiwan, long before the fame and the accolades. Back then, she wasn't a star. She was a student selling wontons at a small stall to make ends meet. That period of her life was not just a job. It was a crucible that forged her character. It taught her the value of hard work, the dignity of service, and the simple joy of feeding people. When we see her at the Hainan Night Market in 2026, we are not seeing a celebrity playing a role. We are seeing a young woman reconnecting with her roots, proving that no matter how high she climbs, she has never forgotten the view from the ground. The muscle memory was still there in the way she handled the tools, but more importantly, the humility was still there in the way she handled the people. However, there is a poignant, almost bittersweet layer to this story that transforms it from a fun vlog into a testament of sacrificial love for her supporters. It is a detail that casual viewers might miss, but one that dedicated fans are painfully aware of. Since 2024, it has been public knowledge that Zhao Lusi suffers from a significant allergy to eggs. For someone with this condition, handling raw eggs, inhaling the fumes of cooking egg batter, and standing in close proximity to the allergen can be incredibly uncomfortable, potentially causing skin reactions or respiratory distress. Most people in her position would strictly avoid the ingredient, and understandably so. Yet here she was, choosing to make egg pancakes of all things. She was cooking a dish that she herself could never taste, preparing food that could physically harm her, simply because she knew it would bring joy to the locals and her fans. There is a profound selflessness in that choice. It creates a stark contrast that is both heartbreaking and heartwarming. The superstar chef who cannot eat her own creation. She wasn't doing it for the sustenance, she was doing it for the smiles. This specific brand of authenticity creates a perfect segue into understanding her relationship with Liu Yuning. Fans of the Hainan couple from The Long Ballad or their collaboration in The Legend of Jewelry have often speculated about the undeniable chemistry and mutual respect between them. Why does Liu Yuning, a man who has risen through the ranks with grit and determination, seem so protective and fond of her? The answer lies right there in that night market stall. Liu Yuning's own backstory is one of immense struggle. He started as a street singer, performing for hours in the cold, dealing with passers-by, and building his career brick by brick without the backing of major agencies initially. He knows the scent of the street, the value of $1 earned through physical labor, and the importance of staying grounded. When Liu Yuning looks at Zhao Lusi, he likely does not see a pampered princess of the industry. He sees a kindred spirit. He sees someone who, despite having every reason to be detached and aloof, chooses to get her hands dirty. In an industry filled with manufactured personas and carefully curated images, finding someone who is real is like finding a diamond in the rough. Her willingness to stand at a hot stove, risking an allergic reaction just to serve others, resonates with the very core of who Liu Yuning is. It is a shared value system. Their bond is likely forged not just on professional admiration, but on a mutual understanding that fame is fleeting, but character is permanent. It explains the comfort they have with one another, a comfort that comes from knowing the other person hasn't lost their soul to the spotlight. Furthermore, this event in Hainan challenges the very narrative of celebrity culture in 2026. We have grown accustomed to stars who require excessive security, who wear sunglasses indoors, and who treat interactions with the public as a burden. Zhao Lusi flips this narrative on its head. By engaging with the aunties at the market, laughing at the failed flips, and serving the food herself, she breaks down the invisible barrier between idol and fan. She creates a sense of community. The psychological impact on the fans who were there and those watching online is immense. It validates their support. It tells them that the person they are cheering for is actually worth the applause. It is a form of emotional healing for the audience, reassurance that warmth and kindness still exist at the top echelons of society. One could also argue that this behavior is a subtle rebellion against the rigid expectations placed on female celebrities. They are expected to be ethereal, untouched, and perfect. Sweating over a stove is not part of the goddess script. By doing so, Zhao Lusi reclaims her humanity. She's telling the world that she is a person first and a product second. This courage to be imperfect, to be messy, and to be accessible is precisely what makes her untouchable in terms of popularity. It fosters a loyalty that no amount of marketing money can buy. When she handed over those pancakes, she wasn't just giving them food, she was giving them a memory, a story, and a piece of her genuine self. As we analyze the footage deeper, we see her interacting with the stall owners, perhaps learning the specific technique of the Hainan pancake, showing respect to the local culture. She didn't come in to take over, she came in to participate. This level of cultural intelligence and respect for ordinary workers is a trait that cannot be taught in acting school. It is innate. It speaks to an upbringing and a personal philosophy that values every individual, regardless of their social status. It is easy to be kind to producers and directors. It is the true test of character to be kind to the stranger selling snacks on the street. The narrative of the girl next door is often used as a marketing gimmick, but for Zhao Lusi, it is simply her reality. The egg allergy detail elevates this from a fun activity to a small act of heroism. It shows a willingness to endure personal discomfort for the collective happiness of the group. In a way, it mirrors the sacrifices actors make for their roles. Long hours, harsh conditions, emotional toll. But here there was no director yelling, "Cut," no paycheck waiting at the end. There was only the immediate gratification of connecting with human beings. This is the raw, unfiltered charisma that captures hearts. So when we ask why Liu Yuning, or indeed why millions of fans adore her, the answer is simmering right there in that pan at the night market. It is not just about her beauty or her acting range, though both are formidable. It is about her heart. It is about the fact that she has not let the altitude of her success thin the oxygen of her kindness. She remains breathable, reachable, and wonderfully unapologetically human. In the end, the most attractive quality in a person is not their status, but how they treat those who can do nothing for them. Zhao Lusi passed that test with flying colors, and perhaps gave us all a lesson on how to remain humble whilst reaching for the stars. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today on Update X 24 Hours. We truly appreciate every single one of you who chooses to dive deep into these stories with us. It is easy to get lost in the noise of the internet, but here we try to find the melody within the music. What are your thoughts on Zhao Lusi's actions? Would you risk an allergy to make someone else smile? And do you think this shared humility is the secret ingredient to her chemistry with Liu Yuning? We would love to hear your perspectives in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation respectful and full of positive vibes. If this story touched your heart or gave you a new perspective on your favorite stars, please consider clicking that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. It is a small click for you, but it means the world to us and helps us continue bringing you these heartwarming updates. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep spreading kindness wherever you go.